Here we have 2-point perspective with 3 boxes equally spaced. As you can see, this has the line on top just to show you the linear construction. Here it is reversed in white, so you can just see it with the background. And now just all linear perspective. So we've done this one previously, and now we have the same idea, just kind of finding the third of the distance with the ruler, line segment to create the box, cross the X to project it so it's 5 equally spaces across, place the top pieces in, all complete. And this is just using the same idea of putting the pen tool here, in this case, just to indicate it, lightly drawn in pencil. And here's what the final will look like with the cast shadow, little color top. And now here it is with the same idea, 5 color boxes all placed in there. So here we're going to start this again. Take a look. There it is. Three of the 5 boxes left. The other 2 are just removed, second, and the 4th one taken out. So it makes it a little bit easier to see as a diagram. These are boxes that have openings. We'll just make these solid this time. So not to confuse it, just kind of simplify it a little bit. So what you need to do is to prepare the initial sketch. And here you have the drawing illustrated just like before. And now it's just going back in and illustrating the top pieces that you have. So here's the linear underground section of it. And as you take a look, it has the front part that was the diagonals crossed to find the center, projecting that center line back, and then using the geometry to cascade those pieces to make 5 equally spaced images across. The next part is just to heavy up the lines that you're going to use. So in this case, we've actually doubled it up here. So we'll just go ahead and take our time here with the pen tool represented in Illustrator, so it's not going to be too difficult to do. But just taking a color choice and trying to show 3 values. So as an Illustrator project, you can see it's using the Smart Guides to just go ahead and finish this off with a few different color choices. So it'll indicate the top, the front, and the side with a strong illusion of the different values based off of the colors. So there you have it. So just kind of 3 panels blocked in there very easily, just using the space bar to move it across. And again, the pen tool, you can either choose the color before or after. I'm just doing it before, try to be consistent with it, so that it'll give you the illusion of it kind of happening right before your eyes. And there you have just a different green color, picking a color. Now these colors were chosen right out of the guides there to give you the color families, in this case a springtime color, and that just makes it a little bit easier. They've already had some thematic color choices to make. And again, the pen tool, just working on a layer right above this, makes it easier to plot those colors. And if you don't get the right color at first, not difficult to do, just make sure the foreground or background, in this case the fill in the stroke, placed in there, and plots those easily into that side. So it takes a little time, but you get the idea of the perspective. It's the initial drawing that we did before where there were 5 boxes right in a row. And that's what this is demonstrating, almost a reenactment of that, only just making them separate color choices. So for all 3 sides, and just using that color modeling without a gradient at first, but just to plot it out. And we'll be able to decide that last part with the gradient. So just clicking here. Again, it's showing you, the Smart Guide is showing you the intersection of the anchor points, putting it together, lightening up at the top, so you have the light source there, and then the last final one there. So again, it's all geometry to help you plot the perspective, and then a little bit of Illustrator just to show you the shading part of it here. Clicking it in there. So these boxes are really just the 2 panels. They're not showing all the underneath or hidden line drawings, which would be good. So there you have it. All these panels. Keep in mind you can just hold the tab key, click it once, and it'll hide some of the panels here, just cascading everything in there if you need to. View it from a distance, selecting it all, and just hiding the stroke, just so you can see a solid color against color. And then the tab key hides it, F key gets into display mode. So there you have that piece. and all the background parts you can hide too. But we'll try to put in a cast shadow when we get all three of these panels. So simply taking the second box, just deleting it, you can see there's the gap left over, and the fourth box, deleting that. And then taking the pen tool, and we're going to start at least following a little bit of the path will help it. So here you know it's going to be a shift key, and right behind it it's showing that line that's going to the vanishing point. It's going to give me that selection easily placed on there. Hopefully that's going to fill that in. Looks slightly cascaded in there. And then do the same on the back side of this one. Let's see if we can bring this up. It's going to show that one there. And then in perspective. So that's the same color. We'll just switch it out real quickly using that part. And there you go. So now you have three of the boxes. Just take the pen tool or the selection tool and shift key these, group them together, send them to back. Here these are just grouped this one together, and then just select the green one and bring that together. A slight distortion there. And then taking the pen tool again, you can use it for the cast shadow. Cascade this a little bit. And take the pen tool, should be okay. Keep in mind the hidden lines will help because it'll give you the correct angle, and bring that together. Here's the cast shadow. It's going horizontal at first. There's the angle of the light, but it's going to the right vanishing point, all the way to the right. But we'll just tuck it in behind itself. It's not going to hurt. And since it's just a gray outline for the line, we can keep that in there if I don't mistake in it. But here's the same idea. It's following the same angle of the light source, going to the vanishing point on the left side. You won't really be able to see it tucked in there, so we can hide it behind here and just tuck it in there. And that'll give us that shape. Once we get it, we'll just send it to the back in this case, but on the drawing you'll place it in there. And you'll see it in there for that piece. And there you just shift key all three of these pieces. Unfortunately, if I switched it, I could have put the gray in there right away. For a shadow, can even use a gradient and swap it over. Here's the gray for the selection. And just send it all to the back of everything. And there you have this shape. Now I want you to be able to take a look at this. When you're finished, you'll see some of the gradients. And for extra credit, see if you can find the mistake in the drawing. Let me know about it.